So I am doing something new and off the cuff, and I'm live, so that's fun. I don't know if I will be talking to anybody live, but that's okay. I am recording a mini-sode for the BINACT podcast by myself, but live on YouTube. So yeah, here we go. Welcome to the BINACT podcast, where we talk music, the people that make it, and the communities that listen to it. This is a solo Candace minisode. Here we are. Live content is very interesting. I'm almost a minute in, and I am more nervous than I would be just recording regularly, and I don't know why. But yeah, we're just gonna go with it. Live content, am I right? Yeah, so I wanted to hop on because I've wanted to do I realized that since the really fun episode with Jason, aka J Burritos, we haven't had a chance to record because life has been going a little crazy, which is to be expected. So I wanted to get in a mini-sode just so I could chat about a couple things. First thing I wanted to talk about is the fact that I have been deep into hearing some new music, and then some old older music or music that I've heard before. Um, if you know me personally, or even if you don't know me personally, at least most people on the interwebs have seen me post about the fact that it is almost my birthday. My next birthday is in May. It's May 1st, but my birthday is March 14th. And so I've been listening to this birthday playlist that I have on my streaming service of choice, Spotify. And I have kept a record of all the songs that I've found fun or enjoyable around my birthday time, or that make me think of my birthday, or just birthday songs, obviously. And they're all in this playlist. So it's 8 hours long. Originally, I think it was called House Party or something when I was in college, or birthday house party or whatever. So it's changed. The name has changed just to be like the age that I'm turning over the years, and I turned 30 this year. So it's just a running list of birthday songs, and I've been listening to that, and yeah, it just blows my mind what was popular at the time of my birthday, or having memories associated with a whole bunch of the songs. Like let me pull up the playlist, because every time I listen to it, I'm like, oh my gosh, that this is cute. So let me think. So first of all, I think I've talked about this before on the podcast, but if I have not, or if I'm repeating myself, let me know. I really like K Camp. Like, remember K Camp, Lottery, the girl, I think Julia Henderson, I think was her last name, that did the dance to Lottery and like made his song big. So I've always actually just enjoyed K Camp. Remember Money Baby? That was one of his like singles way back in the 2010s, and whatever. Anywho, so there's a lot of K Camp on this birthday playlist. Um, from some different projects that aren't Money Baby. Let me think. I'm trying to pull up a random song on this playlist that's kind of like, what? Oh, okay. So there's a song on here by Little Got It, Little Goat It. I don't know. Called Bed Up. I think that song was popular in 2018, if I'm not mistaken. 28. I'm thinking it was 2018. 2019. 2019, because I went to Louisiana for my birthday that year, and I think I remember playing that song with Tamara. Oh, actually, that's a Gunna song. That's not Bed Up, but Speed It Up by Gunna. I'm getting two songs confused. But anywho, that's on the playlist too. I'm just looking at a whole bunch of these songs from my birthday and thinking about what's on there. Recently, I just added Just Wanna Rock by Lil Uzi Vert, because of course. Yeah, just looking at this playlist makes me it makes me excited, and it reminds me of like what's popular or what I find to be like festive for my birthday, which is really, really cool. So I did want to make mention of that. Let's see. So also, I wanted to bring up that I've been listening to a couple of new albums. And before I get there, my brain got stuck for a second. Before I get there, I do want to mention that Kyle Dion has been teasing that he's good, or that he's in the studio, like actively writing. Looks like recording some small things, but basically, Kyle Dion is in album making mode right now, and I am super excited, and I feel like y'all should be excited too because the tunes are coming, and yeah, very excited. Um, all right, so back to albums. I got a little bit distracted. I really want to briefly talk about how Kilayla's album, Raven, is one of my favorites. And I'm talking about it solo because I don't know how much I'll get into it with AD on the podcast. I don't know, like a regular episode of the podcast. Dog, so I've talked to a couple people who have been super excited for this album, and they said that the album really didn't hit for them. And I'm just hoping that they come around. Jason is actually one of those people. I am hoping that they come around because honestly, Raven has a different, a different sound. So it's not as hazy. I mean, it's hazy, but it's not as like hazy and kind of syrupy, like the feelings that you would associate with her previous projects, Kilayla's previous projects. But it is, I think, because it's more fine tuned, that might be what's turning people off. I'm making a guess, an assumption, not saying that with fact. But I love this project. I love Raven. I've given it a few listens now, and oh my gosh, my favorite song, I think, Run. I'll talk about my favorite pocket. It is fully to, I could even say to Sorbet because that's a really good song, but definitely Fully to Bruises. I really like this album. Like I said, the it's, it's still true to her electronic, like that alternative, or that alternative electronic sound. It's true to her roots, so it's nothing different. But I what I do understand from maybe a few people that I've talked to is it's just different. It's a little bit too far away from what they're used to, especially because it's been 5 years since she released. But I'm on it. And what I really want is, I wish I could hear like a DJ spin, like put these songs in a mix or something like that. Because she has the that full remix album of her last album. Dog. I wanted to say that I am enjoying Kilayla's album a lot, a lot, a lot. And I want everybody else to enjoy it too, but I know, I can't sway everybody's opinions. But at least if you're into electronic music, I think you should check it out. If you are into Kilayla, obviously you should check it out. If you've never heard of her, I don't know if it's a good entry point for you. I wouldn't recommend it, like if you've never heard the artist or if you're not super into electronic music, that you try it because it's a little out there. So, it may not gel with you with first listen. But if you're just checking out some new, kind of want something new in your ear, trying to switch up what you're listening to right now, Kilayla is one of my favorite artists. I've written about her back in like the heavy blog writing days, and I've just been super excited waiting on this album, and it did not disappoint me, and I'm glad that it did not disappoint me. So I wanted to say that. So I'm getting a notification on my phone, and it's what? Okay, that's cool. YouTube is telling me that I'm live, and I'm like, I know that. But yeah, okay. Sorry, got distracted. Notification on my phone. So yeah, Kilayla, definitely recommending that as a project to listen to. If you, like I said, if you're into electronic, into Kilayla, want something new in your ears and feeling kind of exploratory and want to try some new things. I definitely think that we're going to get into this on the podcast, so I won't go into too much detail. But I also enjoyed Paramore's latest release. This is why I'm not going to talk about it too much because I do want to give AD the chance to chat about it too. Randomly, I was listening to that. Somebody in Jason's Discord server recommended that Wood Tip EP by Zach Fox, and that keeps coming up. Like I listened to it enough where it keeps coming up in my daily, like my daily mix that Spotify curates for me. And I want to say that I might have mentioned it. I hope I did mention it on New Noise, and if I didn't, and this is just a repeat, or it is. If I did mention it and it's a repeat, my bad. If I didn't mention it, um, it dropped. Wood Tip, Zach Fox dropped December 16th, 2022. So it's still pretty recent. It's got 4 songs. It's 12 minutes. Cute little EP. I like it. So there you go. Scrolling. We talked about Coco Jones, we being me and Tamara when Tamara joined for a bonus episode of the podcast. So those are all the things I've been listening to within maybe the past week or two. But I really wanted to get the discussion about Kelela out. I know it's a short one. I am begging when I cut this episode up into like little pieces for social media. I am hoping that we can have a convo about Kelela's album because I've been wanting to gush about it with somebody who has listened to it and is enjoying it. Like I just want to have a long conversation about this Kelela album. So really the whole point of this episode was for me to, chit chat for a little bit. Come here and ramble for a sec and really tell you that I love the Kelela album and I want to talk about it. I really want to talk about it. So if you love the Kelela album too and you want to talk about it, please about it. I'm not going to keep this too long. Like I said, I just wanted to come and chat about that. And I am not going to wrap up the minisode with the intro and outro because since these are so short, I don't know that it makes sense to do it. And maybe I'll do it just because, that's how you start, that's how you end. But yeah, that's all. That's it and that's all. I'll talk to you next week because we'll be back on regular schedule. Talk to you next week. This has been the BINACT podcast where we talk music, the people that make it, and the communities that listen to it. We'll be back on regular schedule. Follow me on the socials that are listed in the episode notes. And yeah, talk to you next week. Bye.